What's good, y'all? Welcome back to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, baby! Woo! Finally, JoJo is back. Golden Wind has made its debut on Toonami. Y'all know I love JoJo. We're reviewing Star Wars Crusaders. We're reviewing all of Diamond is Unbreakable. Y'all know how much I loved Diamond is Unbreakable. And here we are with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Golden Wind. Final part of JoJo that has been animated. Finally, so the dub will finally get caught up to the Japanese. And the final part of me watching the show dubbed, at least reviewing it with English dub, because you guys know, before when part 6 airs, I'm going over to the Japanese with that one, so I can go in there and do all the memes once we get there. And I look forward till we get to the kicking meme, because I already got a kicking meme already planned out for you guys. So I'm just going to wait for the dub to come out, episode for that to come out, so I got the audio and everything, and I'm going to, y'all, well, you guys better follow me on Twitter, because I'll be posting that when we get there. Yeah, man. So this overall, so what did I think of JoJo Golden Wind, the first episode? This episode overall I thought was fucking amazing. I love the fact that we started off with I don't expect these cameo appearances to be like part of the series full. Like I don't think I highly doubt Koichi or Jotaro, especially Jotaro, are gonna be like mainstays of the series like Jotaro was in part 4. I don't expect Koichi to like constantly be with the team. I think after this, I think these first up to what, like 3, 4, maybe 5 episodes are done, Koichi's gonna be gone. I know one other character also makes a return to Golden Wind around the end of the series, but I won't say who it is because I don't want to spoil it in my fellow dub-onlys. So there's one more JoJo cameo that at least I know of, and I think he's pretty much there for like the rest of the series. But anyway, so yeah, man. And also, you guys might be, and also, apologize, I'll probably be switching when I'm talking about Giorno's stand, I'll probably refer to him either as Golden Wind or Golden Experience, because I know his name is actually Golden Experience, because I'm watching a lot of JoJo videos lately, at least a little after when JoJo Part 4 was over, I was watching much of JoJo, so you might sometimes hear me call Giorno's stand Golden Wind, sometimes I might say Golden Experience. I don't know if I'll ever, stick to one or the other, but just giving you guys a little bit of a heads up, in case I end up referring him by either or. So, yeah, man, the art animation was great. I thought the art style was going to take me a bit to get used to, because I mentioned this before, I love JoJo, but I'm not really a big fan of Araki's art style, especially in the manga, especially those early parts. I think I mentioned this before, but one reason why I haven't started reading the JoJo manga is because of Araki's art style. I'm not going to go as far as call it shit, because it's not, but I would definitely say Araki's art style is without a doubt an acquired taste, at least for me. I want to say part 6 and part 5, maybe 6 beyond, I can look at it. I still don't really like it that much, but I can look at parts 1 through 4. Nah, man. I that's what they love about the anime. They streamline Araki's design so it makes it a little more, at least more pleasing to look at for most people. Part 5, on the other hand, it's just Araki's art style, which I thought was going to take some time to get used to. It actually didn't. I started watching the episode and I already got used to it, which actually kind of surprised me a bit, because I thought it was going to take me a bit to get used to this, but it didn't. So yeah. Anyway, man, enough of me rambling, let's just jump right into the episode. So we start off, we get some nice scenic shots of Italy, Napoli, which will be the place of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5, Golden Wind, which you guys did not know, Italy is actually pretty important and very close to home for Araki, because he's very much one of the biggest inspirations for JoJo, you guys know, is fashion, more specifically Italian fashion. The man loves Italy, the man loves Italian fashion, Gucci, Versace, all that bullshit. He loves Italy. So I'm sure it was very nice, it was probably amazing for him to finally write a whole part about a place he loves so much, that being Italy. So, yeah, so just a little fun fact about Araki, in case you guys know, Italy is very close to home for him when it comes to JoJo, because it's one of his biggest inspirations for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which you can tell by the way how everyone dresses in the show, especially in part 5. I mean, literally, who the fuck dresses like this? I swear it's only the Italians that would pull off this kind of shit and make it sound like it's somehow some grand art or some bullshit. Anyway, but one thing I have to ask before we really jump in this episode is, why the fuck does nobody have an Italian accent in the show? I was actually quite surprised when the dub was announced and I saw the clip, which was of course the infamous clip of the licking, that nobody had an Italian accent. I was like, what the fuck does nobody have an Italian accent? We are in Italy. Why does what's his name had an Italian accent in a Diamond is Unbreakable? So why does not Giorno and the guys have an Italian accent here in part 5? I mean, I do like the fact how he that the guy that voices him slowly sounds like Johnny Young Bosch, who is the voice of Jonathan Joestar, because that is very important. Yeah, that's a little foreshadowing, I guess, of who the hell his father actually is, which we will discuss that in a moment. So anyway, let us continue with the episode. We see Giorno walking past some people. The dude is selling one of them, selling a couple of watch. Yes, I am keeping up the Italian accent. So he's going there and giving the watch. Yes, that's a dude could get no better deal here. And the other guy says, yes, that's what the other guy said though. So he's like, so then we go over to this other guy who is, I'm assuming, paying off this cop. We then head over to this alleyway where you see a bunch of people just living on the street. Then we see a nice, glorious, scenic shop of Napoli. The narrator, who I love this man's voice to death though, I love this voice, says that the one visit to Napoli will cleanse the soul, or as the saying goes. I'm probably saying it wrong because my memory ain't all that great though. So then he goes over to get thirsty. So then he sees these two beautiful women come near him. One of the guys, some guy that's right behind them, bumps into her, and he ends up stealing her wallet. Giorno catches this and grabs his wallet out and gives it back to her before going in there, turning two of her bills into butterflies, grabbing them and turning them into dollar bills or whatever the hell the currency is in Italy. I believe it is euros. So then after that he goes over to an ice cream shop to get some ice cream. He asks for a cioccolato and some pistachio. What the hell was the other one he asked for? Fuck me, I cannot remember it. It was hot something. It was that green ice cream. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He sees his kid just standing there, and he says, "You know what? Make it a two." He says, "Grazie, signore." He hands the kid one of them, and so then from there we head over to. Then we see the title card, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Golden Window, and then we head over to the airport. Okay, I'm done with the Italian accent. I was low-key thinking about doing it throughout the whole review, but I'm sure y'all got sick and tired of it. So I'm gonna just do the rest of the review my normal way, no more Italian accents. So anyway, they get to the airport, and we're met with my boy Koichi. Yes, our boy, my boy, Koichi. You guys know how much I love Koichi. My favorite, of the hero characters from JoJo's from Diamond is Unreal. I fucking love Koichi. So I knew he was gonna be in here because I saw some screenshots and shit that he was in part. I even mentioned this in one of my Part 4 reviews that I saw him in Part 5. So I knew he was gonna be in here. But it was just nice to see my man Koichi. Zach's voicing him still, which is great. Oh man, it was so nice to see my man Koichi again. Although I noticed his skin tone is a little bit darker than it was last time I saw him in Part 4, as well as he looks a lot different. His facial features. This is because it's like before. This is just Araki's art style at this point. This is literally just his art. So yeah, so Koichi's like, all right, well, I'm not in Japan anymore. So he's trying to get his bearings. It's like, okay, let's go find. And he has this picture of this dude that looks a lot like Jotaro. Similar jaw structure. He looks like a JoJo. You could tell by looking at his facial structure. It looks very JoJo-esque. Jawline, everything. He's obviously looking for Giorno, but I forget the name he used for it. I'm legit drawing it. It was like it's sort of like an S, I think. But yeah, he's looking for Giorno. But Giorno looked differently in that picture. He has black hair this time instead of the blonde hair with the whatever the hell his hairstyle's called, man. So he's looking for Giorno. He gets outside. He sees these taxi. Oh no! Before that, we also see Giorno trying to get in there with it. Apparently, it looks like Italy. At least back in what is this? Like the 90s, I think. This is when Part 4 takes place in, or Part 5. No. Part 4 was the 90s. Part 5 is the early 2000s. Excuse me. About this, so in the early 2000s. At least I think it is. It might be the 90s as well. I'm not really sure. But whatever the case may be. Giorno, he's trying to I guess get in there, get some side hustling done as a cab driver. The guys that work over at the airport are like, no license, no work, tells him to fuck off. And he's like Giorno, I think it's there's a lot, I don't know if this was like this in the Japanese, but I do like in the dub that they at least have them speak some Italian there. It's like Assassin's Creed 2 through Revelations where in those games Ezio would occasionally throw in some Italian in there in his dialogue, like he would swear or be like bastardo, or other times he's just completely ranting in Italian, like when what's his face died in AC2. But here, you got a bunch of one word phrases, or maybe a sentence, or maybe one words, or a phrase here and there. Which I thought it was nice, a nice little out of touch. I don't know if the Japanese did this the same way. Instead of English, it was Italian. It was. I don't know if they did the same with the Japanese as well, where they have them speaking when the VAs are speaking Italian there too, or this is just something that Viz ended up deciding to do with the dub. Either the case may be, I really did it. I really liked it. So then we see Koichi. So he gets outside. He then sees Giorno doing this really weird trick where like he can like pretty much completely fold his ear within itself. It's weird and it's kind of cool. And when the guy be like, "Yeah, man, you just made my day," and then hands him this box of cigarettes. Inside the box of cigarettes are obviously cigarettes, but also some cash, some libera, I believe is what the currency for Italy is, not euros. So the dude comes, so Giorno goes over to Koichi. He's like, "Oh, you know, tourists." He's trying to make man's trying to make a bit of a side hustle going on there at the airport. Yeah, so if you want service, he wants a taxi. He says, "No, I'm good." He says he'll. I believe the number he threw away was 18,000 libera. I think it was around that. It was around. It was eight. It was like I think it was like one. I think I'm pretty sure it was around that range. And he says, "Hold on, the conversion that would be." "That's 10,000 yen! Sorry, Buster, but that's twice the normal rate." He's like, "Wow, your Italian is really good, even though we're both speaking English." And he says, "Oh yeah, Rohan. Oh yeah, my friend Rohan Sensei. Never mind." So I like that Rohan got a nice little kid, got like a little nod there, man. So I guess Rohan probably wrote in Koichi's pages, speaks perfect Italian, you know. I wish Rohan wasn't here though, low key. Like we saw Rohan do it just so we could see him again. But whatever. So anyway, so the dude tries to get. He lowers the number to about 10,000 libra, which for Koichi that's about 500 yen. And he's like, "Oh wow, that's pretty cheap." And Koichi thinks about it, but before he's like, "No, I'm good. I'll wait in line like everyone else." He's like, and Giorno's like, "You still want to wait, fam?" And he's like, 10,000, right? 10,000. Although the trade-off is you'll have to carry your own luggage and you won't have to tip. So he goes in there and Giorno grabs. So he puts Koichi puts his suitcase in the car. He tells him that he ain't like some naive tourist that he should try some shit with Koichi, which he's smart if he doesn't because Koichi is a stand use Reverb Act 3 or Echoes Act 3. Excuse me. I honestly kind of prefer Reverb. I mean, I get why it's called Echoes, but I honestly prefer Reverb as its stand name, if you ask me. But anyway, he goes in there, closes the door, goes into the back seat to sit down, and then Giorno just floors it and leaves Koichi hanging, man. Koichi's like, "What the? Why did he leave?" And then he uses Reverb Actor, and this is badass here. His eyes start to glow green a little bit, and the car stops in its place, and you got the green aura around as Koichi slowly makes his way over to the car to grab his luggage. It looks super badass, man. My man Koichi looks like a fucking beast here, man. So Koichi's like, "I told you shouldn't have tried that. Now, I won't stop you from..." And then Giorno gets out of the car. He's like, "I won't stop you from doing it. I'll just get my luggage and I'll be on my way." So Giorno then leaves. Koichi opens the door, and he doesn't see a suitcase. Instead, he sees like this A-tag, which is obviously a suitcase. I don't know how Koichi did pick that up. Or maybe he did. I don't know. But then it turns into a frog, and literally just starts hopping away out there. Just hopping like a tree frog, just keeps hopping away from him. And Koichi's like, "What the hell's going on? What is this? What is any of this? What's going on here?" He tries to ask. He says, "Excuse me." He tries to ask the guards if they know anything about what happened with his bag. Then we cut over to Giorno. He's by the airport, I think. Still, he's chilling by this fence. And then we see leaky-eyed Luke up here, still dragging the shovel. He's still dragging that shovel. So, anyway, once he's there, he says, "You're Giorno Giovanni?" He nods and or I guess bows. I don't know. It was like a nod and a bow. So then he says, "You know why they call me Leaky-Eyed Luca?" And he tells him that he had this scrap going on a while back, and that he ended up getting like stabbed near the eye or something along those lines. And he kept fighting despite his injury because of the complication that he has perpetuating leaky eye, hence his moniker. And then he takes a seat and tells Giorno to take a seat along with him. Giorno just kind of stands there and he's like, "Come on, pop a squat. Looking at you hurts my eyes. Looking up at you hurts my eyes." Giorno sits and then he kind of tells them about what's going on, about that friendship is built on the 3 T's. True friendship is built on the 3 T's. The 3 T's are trust. The second T is tolerance, and the third T is tribute. I.e., pay up your protection money. You know, like mobsters. You know, when they're always like, you know, wanting the protection money. You know, so that's pretty much what he asked for his tribute because of the side hustle he's doing at the airport. So he tells him to get his wallet. He opens his wallet and there's a picture of Kono Diota, you know, which is very important. So, and then we see, so he says, what is this, a family photo? And he says, fam, I already paid the tribute. I don't know you. He says, like, what? You gotta be a bit different. You have to be a particular type of stupid to think that cop works for me. And he says to pay up his, and then he says to pay up his tribute. Although there's also this other scene where Joro's like, dude, what are you doing? And then he like grabs his show and like pushes like the top part of it, where like the handle of it, right up to Joro's chest, and be like, I wasn't done showing you the ropes, pal. You know, I love like part 5, man. Like I'm gonna love this part, man. I can already tell I'm gonna love it. So anyway, he tells then Joro tells him again, I don't know you anything, dude. And he's like, you insubordinate. And then we see the frog kind of appear on his chest. And he's like, you got some brass balls, kid. Out defying leaky-eyed nobody says no to leaky-eyed Luca twice. And then the tree frog starts to bounce on Giorno. And he's like, what the hell is that, kid? Get it, swipe it off. And he says, no. This thing is a living, breathing creature. It has a will of its own. You know, it's almost like, and we find out what's like the distinct, I guess, quirk of the JoJo of this part, because we know Jotaro, just a badass. You know, Jotaro is just an all-around badass. Josuke, he hated insults about his hair. You know, that's the one thing he hated. And you insult the man's pompadour, you're getting wrecked. Giorno, it's repeating himself. He hates to repeat himself. So he tells him, I asked you again, do not make me say it a second time. He's like, you know, time to die, kid. And he also says, Tetsu Dikazo, which means Zika. I put that in Google Translate, and it translates. This is just funny. It translates to fucking head, and I'm like, no, that's right. And it's dickhead in Italian, which I thought was cool. I was sitting there trying to realize what it was, because I was trying to remember Assassin's Creed Italian. I was like, fuck, I felt like that was in there. I was trying to remember, but I couldn't, so I just had to Google it, and that's how I found out it's dickhead. I'm probably going to be using this a lot throughout my tenure of watching Part 5. So anyway, so then when the dude tries to hit him with a shovel, he tells him, don't do it. But Joro tells him, like, don't hit the frog. It's harmless if you don't touch it. He hits the frog, and then the frog, but the shovel does no damage to him. No damage. He like legit puts all his force into like its midsection to try to cut him in half, but nothing happens. The frog comes out, and then he says, I warned you not to attack. Attacking him is like attacking oneself. It is futile. And then we see this huge dent that's in the shape of the shovel in the back of his head. Which, excuse me, it legit took me forever to realize what that actually was, because after I watched the episode the first time and went to watch a second time for the video, I had to look at it like 3 or 4 times before I realized why he had like what the hell that was. It took me forever to finally realize, oh shit, that's the power, that's his stand ability, which we'll talk more about his stand Golden Wind a little bit later. So anyway, he tells him, that repeating oneself is futile and a waste of breath, completely useless, and walks away. And the frog turns back into Koichi's suitcase. So then we head over back to a little like flashback to where we see Jotaro. I gotta say, Jotaro, man, that man can clean up. Yo, his outfit in Part 5, I'm not gonna. This actually looks to be my favorite outfit he's then his outfit from Part 6 from the pictures I see of it. I think I might like his Part 5 outfit a little bit more low key. Like it has a nice little mixture of his his last outfit he had around the ending of Part 4 with an updated a little bit with the jacket and the holes and everything. Yo, it looks sick, man. I need to look up cosplay of it or like a jacket of it, because my god, that's a killer looking jacket. My man Jonah, his hat, I mean, Rocky, yo. I want to ask y'all a quick question. Who do you think is the best fashion designer in Shueisha right now? Kubo or Araki? Tell me down below which one you think has better fashion sense, Araki or Kubo. I would love to hear what you guys think. I would probably say Kubo because Araki goes a little too crazy with the Italian. I mean, just look at everyone in Part 5. Who the fuck dresses like this? You know? But tell me down below what you guys think is who has better fashion sense, the better fashion designer, I should say, Araki or Tite Kubo. But anyway, he tells him about him. He pretty much just tells this is how where Koichi or Jotaro tells Koichi to go look for Giorno and to see where he is, and because he wants to know about it because him and his father go way back, aka his father is Kono Dioda. You know, which also one thing I forgot to mention, when we see the Jack, when the dude like falls down to the ground, Leaky like Luca, he like ends up like unzipping his jacket a bit, and you can actually see the star on his shoulder. So yeah, that was nice. That was cool. To see the man's a Joestar because he got the star on him. So anyway, when after that Koichi's like going on the street, kind of holding a map with a picture of Giorno. And he's looking around, and then he finds, he goes by this little cafe area, sees a dude not really paying attention to a suitcase, and he's like, you should watch that. And then the waiter, who I swear to God, voiced by the narrator, says, oh, you won't have to worry about that. No one would dare steal from him if they want to survive. He's like, oh, well, this place might be very safe. And then we see, I swear to God, this is going to be a thing throughout all of JoJo. I wonder if Part 6 is going to do this. I don't think it will, because I know Part 6 takes place in a prison, Stone Ocean. Where you got the JoJo getting swarmed by bitches. The man always has bitches. Jotaro, I think this is, it started in Part 3. I'm pretty sure this happened in the first episode, might be the second, where Jotaro's going to school and you got all these girls fawning over him. In Part 4, you had all those girls all over Josuke, and Jotaro tells them to fuck off. That was epic, man. And here in Part 5, Giorno's sitting there in the cafe, probably drinking some coffee, and you got all these all these cute girls, and you're like, oh, Giorno, oh, they're fawning over him too. And Koichi's like, wait, that's the guy from before. And so then the dude gets up, starts paying his bill. Koichi goes to him, and Joro's like, "Oh shit," because Koichi's he stole from Koichi. And he tells him, "Hey man, where the fuck's my stuff? Where's my bag? Where's my passport? Where's all my stuff?" And he says, "It really pains me to say this, Miko, but I sold your shit. Sorry, deuces." Tries to make a break for it, tells him to stop chasing him. Koichi goes on the offensive and immediately uses Reverb Act 3 to stop him dead in his tracks, right on the table. And Sam Ronto, which I'm pretty sure this is the callback to Part 4. Remember when he did the same thing to Kira? No. It just happened to be Kira that time. Remember when his hand went through their table because he stopped sheer heart attack with a reverb. So he goes to the table. He's like, "What is this force holding my hand back?" When he realized that the card wasn't malfunctioning, it was actually a stand word. He tells him, does he have the same ability as I do? And he summons up Golden Wind. Tells him, Golden Wind, I think he said, sprout the seed of vitality. And this plant literally just starts growing, And then Koichi goes over the table, he's gone, goes into the alleyway next to it, and sees Giorno on the tree just kind of going up. Koichi tells a Reverb to go attack him to make sure he doesn't get away. Reverb attacks a tree, and the attack force is sent flying right back to him. He is sent flying into the ground instead of Giorno. So that's his stand ability. That's his distinct stand ability. Jotaro, it was just going really, really fast. Josuke was that he was able to heal things but not himself, and Giorno, he pretty much can take everyone's attacks and send it right back to him. It's like that one dude that's also voiced by Johnny Yambala, surprisingly, in Black Clover. I forget the dude's name, but if you guys are watching Black Clover, it's similar to that. I think we even saw another stand user have this kind of ability in Part 4, maybe Part 3. I'm not sure. Tell me down below if we've seen this type of stand ability before. I don't think we have, but we might have. Anyway, so the dude gives Koichi some friendly advice, telling him don't live a useless life, and he finds out, he says, even though I stole your shit, you still held back against me. That is all I need to know, man, because I know that you have a kind soul, and that's when Giorno kind of leaves. So then Koichi calls up Jotaro, and tells him, like, you know, he went and met with Giorno, tells him the picture is outdated, he also tells him they stole his shit. Jotaro tells him, like, don't worry, man, I'll get you a new passport and stuff, don't worry. I'll get you some money and stuff, don't worry. And he tells him to just keep his distance away from it. He also tells him that his father is Kono Dio, is Dio. And they found it like a year ago. They may have followed her child, so he wants to know how much of him is, if, you know, Dio, because, you know, he also had blonde. Because remember, the picture, his hair is black, but we know Giorno now has blonde hair. And and Koichi asked around a bunch of people, and he mentioned that everyone he did talk to said that he didn't actually dye his blonde; it just turned blonde. So this problem means that the powers of Dio are starting to take over, and Jotaro wants to know how much of it is going to be a problem of him. That's how much it's going to be a problem. You know, if he could end up becoming the next Dio, you know, and where Jotaro's going to come in there and you'll stop him and everything. So yeah, and he also asked, and Koichi also asked him if there's any chance that he could become a friend or a foe. Which also, one thing, Jotaro pulls up this photo. You know, the photo they have with the guys Joseph and you know, Kakyo and the guys. It's still done the original Part 3 art style, which is kind of distracting when you got that photo looking like that and everyone else is looking like this in the show itself. They also have a bunch of flashbacks to Part 4 where they don't reanimate any of it, and they just reuse the footage from Part 4, which is kind of strange because remember there's a huge art style shit between Part 4 and Part 5, man. That's, you know, huge. Anyway. So as we hear Jotaro and Koichi talking, Giorno goes over on this train, picks his seat, and, you know, sits down, and, you know, just let's go. Yeah, now back to what I was saying about the friend phone. Koichi asks if, like, you know, there could be a chance that he could become an ally, and Josuke asks him what does your gut tell him. He says he doesn't know for sure, but he kind of has this feeling that there might be able to work an alliance, kind of. So Giorno's sitting on the train, you know, minding his own business. Then this guy comes out here and asks him, "Hello there." And then he asks him, you know, "Oh, what would you?" And then this coin appears right by where Giorno's sitting, and the dude comes over. He's like, "Hey man, is this yours?" He says, "No." Well then, guess my lucky day. So he asks him, "If you found a suitcase, I think it was like 1 billion lira in it, would you return it?" He's like, "Finders keepers, man." He's like, "Well, at least you ain't lying. What if I was an undercover cop and I saw the whole thing?" "Well, then I'll give you half of the money to keep you quiet." "Ha ha ha. Well, I can tell you're telling the truth. You don't have the face of a bluffing man." So then he asks him about, and then from there they keep talking. Then he asks him about Likia Luca. Like he says, like, you know, he pretty much says, you know, "I'm Bruno Bucciarati. He pretty much works for the mafia, essentially. The man's pretty much a mafia guy, and the guys that Likia Luca was part of, he wants to know who did it. So Bruno is out there to find the perpetrator." And Giorno's like, "Leaky who? I don't know him." Obviously plays dumb, you know. So he's like. And then we get this super intense stare down. Bruno is like maybe like an inch or two away from his face, and the background is red, and you got the camera panning around him. So we end this one shot of just this like sideways shot of Giorno's face, and then and Bruno just staring, and then just staring deep into his very soul. I'm literally like right next to my TV while I'm like recording this right now, doing that. Anyway. So he tells him, "Alright, you're in the clear." He leaves. So you know, Giorno's like, "Alright, cool." And then out of nowhere, Bruno comes out of the window, licks the man's face. "Yeah. What a surprise. That's the distinct tang of a liar." And so then he walks right back inside the truck. And starts beating the shit out of Giorno till he talks. He puts his fingers inside puts Leaky-Eyed Luca's fingers inside Giorno's mouth. He pretty much tells him that they also, since he was dead meat, they killed him anyway, and then they just destroyed his body. So that's how Bruno has access to his body parts. And then he starts opening zippers inside of him, and this is when he realizes that he's indeed a stand user. So he activates Golden Wind. And that's where the episode ends. So overall, fantastic start to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Golden Wind, man. You guys know how much I love JoJo, and I'm hyped to see the rest of Part 5. Will it be as good as Diamond is Unbreakable? I don't know. I said the same thing about Star Wars Crusaders, and then Diamond is Unbreakable just knocked my socks off as soon as Kira got introduced. But I haven't heard nearly as much praise about Cure about the villain of Part 5. I don't even know who even is the main villain of Part 5, as much as I did Cure, because, people were always talking about Cure. I haven't heard anything about Part 5, so who knows? It might not be as good as Part 5, or Part 4 might be better than Part 4. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out later on throughout the tenure of the show. So anyway, I'm going to give this episode a 10 out of 10, ladies and gentlemen. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram, Tree Flag, and links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.